Hello, welcome back at Peter Plays with another preview for The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. This one is focusing on the gameplay, so I've gone through all the material available from the official channels to check out every single piece of footage on actual gameplay. So what have we found out so far? So obviously, the obvious things first, we are playing as Zelda. You can make echoes. That's actually the idea. So you use the magic wand to create duplicates of objects or enemies and turn them into allies. And I've also analyzed movement. So you can jump. You can use these things, which is eerily reminiscent to Ultra Hand, to manipulate objects in time. And that's about it. I have not seen other things. So for example, because this game, at least look and feel related, is really similar to Link's Awakening, I have not seen any hints towards gaining special abilities like grappling hooks, running faster, the ability to lift stuff, which isn't there in the beginning, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it is really focusing on the echoes and all the creative things that you can do with that. And there will be lots of creative things that you can do with that. So I think the other things like a grappling hook and these kinds of ideas are not even needed in this game. Also featured was that ability to do sword fighting, only for a limited amount of time. So I really think the game intends you to solve puzzles another way than just fighting. But it is there, so it will probably also have its merit. I have seen nothing in none of the official trailers of finding treasure maps and other items in dungeons. But if you do not find a treasure map in dungeons, or if you do not find keys in dungeons, what are they for? So I think you do need to find keys and you do need to find treasure maps. However, as mentioned, no real evidence of that featured in at least the official footage that I've seen. I know by this time there's videos out there of people who claim that they've already played the game for a limited amount of time. Is it real? Is it not real? I don't know. Again, I try to stick to the original or the official sources. So the automatons are a thing. Really curious to find out where exactly on the map and when in the game you will be able to visit Dampe and get that ability. This was also a very interesting thing. Somebody came down with a paraglider. Now, the paraglider was a very obvious and a very prominent thing in both Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So will we get a paraglider? These two sequences were the only two I found where there is a hint towards climate impact. Will we need to make things or get clothing to weapon ourselves against cold and warm weather? I don't know. I think there was a hint there. Interesting to see. Also interesting to know what exactly are we doing with the dragons. Are they allies? Are they foes? Nothing is known as far as I know. So that's interesting. We've seen the horses in the meantime. Horses make their reappearance. They will be an intricate intricate part of the game, I mean. Which also, again, to me, hints to the fact that the map is actually quite big. Too big to completely travel on foot. If horses are there to make it easier, that means there must be some vast distances to cover. As mentioned in one of the previous trailers, I am really looking forward to all the creative things you can do with all these echoes, including, as mentioned, things that maybe the game did not intend you to do. I can so remember lots of shrines, not dungeons, but shrines from Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that I'm pretty certain I solved in a way that was not intended by the game. And I'm sure that will be possible in this game too. There will be a variety of things, a variety of creative ways to actually beat enemies and get past obstacles in dungeons that maybe the creators of the game did not even intend or did not even think were possible when they created this particular challenge. As is shown here, you can jump over trees that otherwise would have been impenetrable. So interesting to see how that happened. Also, we saw that there were these enemy camps, and there is the Deku Tree. It got shown very shortly. I'm really curious to know what the relevance of the Deku Tree is in this game. But as you could see also some minutes ago, there was this enemy camp, also eerily reminiscent of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Kill all the enemies and get a treasure. We never saw what was in the treasure. I'm really interested to find out what that is. Would that be special things? Would that not be special things? Or just regular treasures? I don't know. There are some common enemies that make their reappearance. The Gerudo are featured very prominently in this game. The Zora, a little bit less, but they're there nonetheless. And we have 2 versions of Zora right now. That is new. We've got River and Sea Zora. Interesting to know and find out what the differences are and what the different quests are that we can find or that we can complete there. In Goron City, we'll probably also have to do quests. So I'm really curious if this will work in a sequential way, or if you can do it like you could do it in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Any sequence that you do is fine, and you can do things in any order you like. So lots of questions for the game, and lots of side adventures as well. That was also something featured in one of the trailers. You've got main quests and you've got side quests. Very interesting. So that maybe hints towards the fact that there is also post-game content. If you've done the main campaign, you can still do some side quests. I don't know. Let's hope it's possible. So this game is just as vast as Tears of the Kingdom was, or The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was. But I think it will. I have yet to play the first Zelda game that is actually disappointing. So yeah, I don't think this one will be disappointing either. Given the fact that they've actually recreated Hyrule in Link's Awakening style, I am really curious, because we got to see almost nothing of the actual map. We got to see some cutscenes from Hyrule. We got to see some videos like this of very local areas, but no map, as far as I know, has leaked. I'm really curious to see how Hyrule looks right now. Is it similar to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or did they create a whole new Hyrule? I don't know, and I'm very eager to find out, especially because we got a very scarce image of the Deku Tree. What is the purpose of Korok Forest here? Because other than that little Deku Tree appearance, there is nothing. There is nothing on Korok seeds, so we probably will not be collecting them. If we get a Master Sword, yes or no, I don't even know that either. But as you can see, there's lots of new mechanics introduced. So we saw a little air meter there also when Zelda was swimming. And we got to see that she could swim underwater too, which is really interesting, because throughout Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, actually diving down in water was not possible. You could only swim on the surface. So that's a new mechanic. Really curious to see how that will work in this game. And if it's a thing that you need to learn, or are those all abilities that you get way from the start in the game? We'll see. We'll see. There's so many things to find out. So I'm really looking forward to finally getting my hands on this game. It's been pre-ordered. The download has been registered. So the only thing I have to do is wait for September 26th. And then I will find out all the answers to all these questions, hopefully together with all you guys watching the episodes. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.